Hey, gang! Go get this stuff so we can paint! Oh, dagnabbit! You just can't stop, can you? Try to understand. You can't have color right now. No! Huh? This is going to require more radical treatment. What sorcery is this? Come on! Do something! Stop that! Oh no. I only wanted to study monochrome. But now, I've become it. Sorry about this, buddy. Oh, wretched world that scrubs out my color and demands gray! This is the worst thing that could ever happen to anyone. No, that sounds about right. Okay. There's only one color I know who can help me. We are mortal enemies, he and I. But he is the master of this realm, and I need him now more than ever.
Oh, it's a box with no colors. What could it possibly be? Well, there's a big surprise. You can have any color you want as long as it's black. Hello, my old nemesis.
So we meet again, Soulkeeper. How long has it been since our last encounter?
Quite a while. Years, you could say.
Yes, it has been, hasn't it? And what have you been using to mix darks without me?
Oh, you know, complementary colors, primary colors, secondary colors.
Ah, the old impressionist route. But now you found it hardly adequate, am I right?
Actually, it's worked out pretty well. They've all been much darker than you ever were.
Ha ha ha! Darker than black. You're adorable. Now why have you interrupted my slumber?
Because I need you.
Oh, it's good to hear you say that. Why ever did we break up in the first place?
Because you're difficult to work with.
I am not difficult to work with. I am the easiest color there is. Every color wishes they could be this easy.
Oh, really? Hey!
Yo, Ivory Black, you ready to do a painting?
Golly gee williker, Soulkeeper! That sounds swell!
Now that's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. Whoa, that's too strong. That's okay, because I got my paper towel right here.
Boom! Oh, it's still there!
Ivory Black, what are you doing? That ain't cool.
Hey, I gotta do me!
You gotta do you. Well, I gotta do a painting. You're killing me here.
Wow, that is not even close to how it happened.
No, it was in color. I distinctly remember that.
This is how it really happened.
Ooh, what would happen if I put this stroke down? Ooh. Ooh, it tried to save value. Well, what happens if I add more paint? It's got lots of paint now. Look how below. New. Oh, it changed from black to gray. Whatever shall I do? Do you think perhaps we could revisit the idea that you're difficult to work with?
That doesn't make me difficult. So I stain heavily. So I shift value depending how heavily I'm applied. There are eccentricities. I'm interesting.
You're pure amorphous carbon, and that's all you'll ever be. You know what? Opening that box was a mistake. I don't need him. You hear that? I don't need you, and I'm gonna do a painting without you. You and me, we're done.
He'll be back.
This painting needs to be burned.
And now you see the consequences of handling color without an understanding of value.
You and I are destined to do this dance, aren't we?
We certainly are if you want to create a proper value scale.
Fine, get over here. I need a minute before we begin.
We don't have a minute.
Dude, we have 20 of them left.
Soulkeeper. Soulkeeper!
Shut up! I'm grieving!
You need to learn your value scale, Soulkeeper. Stop avoiding the issue.
But why?
You said you wanted to study monochrome. What was that? Another one of your lame jokes?
Mono what?
Monochrome!
Oh! Yeah, I'll do anything to get my color vision back.
Anything? Duly noted.
Wait! No!
Look at this painting. A picture of the original.
Can we talk about the ominous way you said anything?
No, we moved on from that. Notice how value and color work together to provide a visual experience.
Man, I can really paint, can't I?
Shut up! Now, if color is removed from the painting, there's still a remarkable similarity between the original and the grayscale. The obvious difference being the absence of color.
You mean the absence of fun?
I told you to shut up! If value is removed from the painting so it relies strictly on color, the painting falls apart.
I don't know, doesn't look like it's going anyplace to me.
How do you paint? How do you do what you do when you don't know anything?
I don't know. It just sort of happens. It's best not to think about it too much.
Spoken like the physical embodiment of mediocrity.
Oh, come on, I'm better than that.
Oh, I didn't realize you knew what mediocrity meant.
Of course I do. And there's certainly enough vitriol pervading the zeitgeist of our society that a meat critic is hardly necessary.
What? Oh dear. I can see I have my work cut out for me. Okay, soldier. You're going to understand value, and one way or another, I'm going to get through to you.
We don't have to do this. I'm already a good artist.
Hit him!
Oh! Corporal punishment isn't the way to go.
Neither is willful ignorance. Again!
Oh! All right. Teach me, for God's sakes.
Attaboy. You see that still life?
Oui, je vois la nature morte.
Whatever. Turn off the light and open the door. We need some ambient light. Now what do you see?
The still life, but it's nearly impossible.
How would you draw this?
I wouldn't.
I mean in terms of black and white.
I don't know, I guess I'd use a bunch of grays. Most of it just looks black.
Yes, it's my favorite, but that's not the point. Even if you weren't black and white colorblind at the moment, there wouldn't be much color to see because light needs to reflect off objects for color to be visible.
Oh, that's interesting. Can you give me a visual?
Nice try, chromophiliac. But you're in this till it's over.
Fine. What now?
Give us a simple drawing of the still life under this light.
I don't really have anything I can draw on.
Soulkeeper, please. Every artist has a 9x12 drawing pad and a Ticonderoga No. 2 pencil in their back pocket at all times.
That's impossible, and you know it.
Just reach into your back pocket and get them.
It would appear this makes... what? 3 for magical realism and 0 for logic and reason?
Good. Now what would you say about these low-key values?
It just doesn't work for me without any contrast.
What would you do to introduce contrast?
I guess I could light a candle. Alright. That's better. Still might want to approach it from a different angle, though, because this view is really bleh.
Well, it'll have to wait. This episode is about value, not composition. Now turn on the light.
Well, what now? Everything's perfectly illuminated.
Now how many lights and darks can you see on this setup?
All of them.
That's because we have the highest contrast between light and dark.
I think I understand.
If you understand it, you can draw it.
The range of values is strong, but the lighting could use a little panache.
Interesting. Do you think there's a third level of lighting?
Yeah, it's in between the other two. There's not much contrast, but you can still figure out what's going on.
Good. Let's wait for daylight and see what it looks like.
Well, there it is. The best thing I can say is that it's better than no light at all.
What would you use to render this setup?
Well, gray, gray, and more gray.
Very good. This setup has very few extreme darks and very few extreme highlights.
Yeah? Well, I'm turning on the light, because this sucks.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Yeah, I gotta draw. I can't see a thing. Well, would you look at that? Gray, gray, and more gray. What a dreary piece of work.
I agree. Let's perk things up by creating a value scale.
Perk things up, he says.
If we're going to create a value scale, we need to eliminate the guesswork. Squeeze out a dollop of Ivory Black and dilute it with a lot of water. You're going to have to use your best judgment on this one. Then get out a ruler and draw 9 squares in a row. The next part is so easy you'll be tempted to paint in nothing but monochrome. Take your diluted paint and lay down a wash over the last 8 squares. It'll look darker than it really is, but don't worry about it. By the time we're done, everything will fall into place. And then we wait for the foundation wash to dry. Now we apply a glaze with the same diluted color, except the second square in the series is left alone. And we wait for this layer to dry. From here, we keep applying glazes, leaving each sequential square as it was from the previous glaze until the 9th square is painted. An exemplary value scale, Soulkeeper. But now I think you should explain how to use me.
Right. Well, get over here then. Ivory Black is a tough color, and it takes a lot of practice and patience to get along with him.
Ditto.
And there's a few reasons why that is. When you apply a tint and wait for it to dry, there's very little drying shift. But when you apply a heavy tone and wait for it to dry, there's a very large drying shift. So you gotta compensate by applying a tone darker than it should be. But there's another problem to watch out for. If you apply strokes that are too heavy and wait for it to dry, the paint's gonna look all shiny. It looks weird compared to the rest of the painting, so exercise caution. Besides that funky idiosyncrasy, Ivory Black tends to stain, so it doesn't really lift as well as some other colors do. So you gotta be careful. It's safer to work in light glazes than to go in full steam ahead. Eesh, you're not gonna get far applying it that way. As you can see, Ivory Black here isn't exactly user-friendly. But on the upshot, if you can master him, every other color is a breeze.
This is why I have no friends, because of your filthy, slanderous lies.
Don't forget libelous.
What are you talking about?
I have it all written on my script.
Regardless, you did a fine job, Soulkeeper. But are you up to the ultimate challenge?
I don't know. I'm more of a work smart than work hard kind of guy.
If that were the case, you would have started with monochrome before painting in color.
Monochrome? Oh, you mean monochrome? I did start with it.
Why don't you just show everyone how to use their value scale?
I'll do it, and I'll do it of my own volition. Thank you very much.
Welcome, gentlemen. You've all been summoned here today because of this. I intend to judge with the utmost accuracy each of your values. This won't do. I can't believe that worked. Ugh. So it begins. This is a lot darker than I expected Nicolazo Yellow to be.
Ooh, didn't you know, Soulkeeper? I look darker because I'm totally transparent. I love to throw artists off my scent.
And I'm surprised by how close Pyrrole Orange is to Nicolazo.
Hey there, buddy. Hey there. Value buddies for life.
Quinacridone Rose is really close too.
Hey guys, got room for one more? Yeah, the more the merrier. Warm colors are the best.
But uh-oh, Ultramarine got real dark.
Hey guys, I could really use a friend. Get out! No cool colors allowed! Get out of here, you crummy blue!
And Prussian Blue is just as dark.
Hey buddy, what's the matter? Oh, those mean warm colors rejected me. Ever since a Frenchman discovered how to make me artificially, things have never been the same. Yes, I know who you mean. The German man who discovered how to make me wasn't even looking for blue. He was looking for a crimson. Yeah, it ain't easy being blue. Best friends? Totes.
And Phthalo Green is pretty close to Ultramarine and Prussian Blue.
I heard you guys have a bone to pick with those warm colors. What about it? You haven't experienced true strength until you've experienced the power of my awesome greenness.
Well, I think I've got a pretty good understanding of value at this point. The takeaway here, I believe, is that value is dependent upon the darkness of your value scale and the concentration of color that you apply. Now, if you excuse me, it's time to stage a triumphant return to color.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Soulkeeper. Your understanding of value is superficial.
Oh, great. You again. Listen, I don't know what you want, but we have nothing more to talk about.
You know that isn't true. You must first master the art of composition in monochrome.
I have no idea what monochrome is.
Monochrome.
I will do no such thing! Begone with you, Ivory Black!
Uh-oh.
Oh no, not again!
Well, that's great. I guess everyone gets one, huh? Well, natural remedy's a bust. Time to go to the doctor.
only one cure for this, Soul Keeler, and you won't get it from a doctor.
Sure I can. This is the 21st century. I pop in, the doc pumps me full of sciencey book learnings, and I'm back here before lunch.
It's a curse, Soul Keeler. You understand what a curse is, don't you?
Yeah. It's a naughty word, like...
You know what? I give up. This was supposed to be a whole, hey, Soulkeeper gets a curse, learns a lesson to help him overcome his flaws, and becomes a better person for it. But it's impossible. You're too stupid! It's a wonder among wonders that you possess a functioning respiratory system, let alone the ability to slosh around pigments bound in a gum Arabic solution. If a monument were built to your staggering incompetence, there would be no room left for the human race to flourish. It would die out. Your existence is a pestilence upon the human race. And if I ordered your hand to hit you, you still wouldn't understand. Hit him!
Oh! Ah!
You still don't understand, do you?
What was your original point?
Forget about it. Here, you can see color again.
Woohoo!
Put me back in the box.
With pleasure.
No, you idiot! You were supposed to... You can't...
I had to give him the boot. What do you want?
Not yet! I said at the beginning I was going to do monochrome, and that's what I'm going to do. I just had to get Ivory Black off my back. I still have a little of him on my palette, though, so no sense in letting him go to waste.
You're a tough color, but you will be ruled.
is going according to plan.